time for viewing of the public. So if they were made public, just where were they made? And if not, why were they not made public?
Okay. Thank you, but I just wanted to go backwards just a little bit to answer that question. Yes, they were reviewed in March, and this board was late in taking action relevant to the March 2011 evaluations, and this is reflective of that evaluation. Again in March, they are again reviewed. Oh, and I was, 4.3 is not really a rubber stamp for it, in my opinion.
And I know they said just before. I want to know if the board or the administration consults with the attorney for the board when doing these procedures or these maneuvers, particularly with regard to the Lincoln Hall issue, knowing there was a pretty substantial legal issue, and I've heard from a variety of different legal experts that what was done by the board was really not kosher at all. I wondered if the board's attorney had any input in the actions, and if there was feedback from the attorney on what actually was done.
I don't know. I just want to add that a backdoor referendum is actually a legal term. It is not against the law, and it comes with the opportunity for a public hearing, which we did have. So
I didn't ask about a backdoor referendum.
No,
I
realize that.
Attorney, and what the attorney said, and if the attorney said that everything that was done by the board and administration was what was supposed to be done. That's all I asked. I'm not asking about the terms of backdoor referendum or anything. We at the village do enlist the help of our attorney to make sure what we're doing is proper to code, to the law. We want to make sure that this board has done that well.
I'd like to answer your question.
Thank you.
I really would. Because we're currently in litigation over some of those very issues, it's difficult to address that question. I can assure you that once our litigation is over, you will get an answer to that question. I don't mean to put you off, but it would not be prudent right now to answer that question because of the pending litigation. Okay, but there is an answer.
And then if I get an answer to the first one regarding the availability of contracts to the public.
I am not aware that the contracts were posted. I don't think they were they?
No, they were not.
They were not.
Why?
They will be. We had not approved them. They are not public viewing before we make the approval. We don't operate like the village. If the village has their contracts out,
That's fine. You kind of said in public and in a newspaper that you're not going to be here next time, and for whoever does end up sitting on the board, maybe they'd had a chance to voice their opinion prior to you approving the contract. It would be good. I don't see any harm in letting the public know what they are paying, what obligations they are agreeing to, and what they're getting from the administrator. And to say to keep it from the public until after it's approved.
And they are, but it is not for the public to necessarily comment on it. In addition, I didn't say anything about how I wouldn't be here next time. Okay? So, I never made those comments about not being here. I don't, maybe they were out of context, but okay. All right. We are at the end then. Yes, please.
Darlene said that that Dr. Klaisner's evaluation was done March 1st, but in the response that we had, but in the response, that leads me to believe that it's March of 2012.
That's right.
So why would you wait for?
we don't know what you're looking at.
But the response was not from the board, the response was from Dr. Klaisner.
Yeah, on page 13.
To the question that he asked the board.
Well,
so I'm just wondering, shouldn't you wait until after March 1st?
I don't have that document in front of me, so I have no, we're not, we do, it's a regularly scheduled event, so it happens every March.
I would think that you wait until the most recent evaluation. I'm not saying that it would change anything, but I would think if an evaluation is coming up March 1st, and incidentally that's my evaluation date for my work, you don't give the raise before the evaluation, or you don't rehire them before the evaluation. I'm not saying it would change anything, but I would think that his contract would be renewed at some time between March 1st and June 30th.
Yeah, I have a couple questions. What's the price for turning your backs on the community? Is it first-class air travel? Is it $600 meals for 4 people? Is it perhaps special dispensation for a child that has special needs, sending them outside the district and outside the consortium? Exactly what is it? Why would you turn your backs on the community? What's the threshold for performance here? A heartbeat? What are you guys doing? It's about time you started specifically answering the questions. And we're ready. If you'd like to stand up now and address the question that we raised and that you've impugned, we're here. Please, let us know what you're having fault with.
Is there anybody else who would like to speak at this point?
I don't know, do I have to go up there?
No, you want to, we can, this is easier.
My name is Barb Smith. I've been a resident of Lincolnwood all my life so far, which is 70 years. And it hurts me to stand up here because I have such loyalty to this district. You gotta believe me when I say that. But some of you on the board I admire. Some of you I'm not so sure. And a couple of you I'm really disappointed in. I just like to say that I just feel very bad right now. As you can tell, I love this school. I went to school here. My sisters and brothers went to school here. My kids went to school here. I'm not a genius, but I sure wish some people had common sense about some things that I guess is lost. I don't really approve of what you did today, and that's all I'm going to say. Thank you.
Has the contract been approved today?
Legally.
Yes,
And are they available now to the public?
we will get them available for
Can
you.
you summarize what the terms are?
Yeah, the current contract is what has been renewed. There is not a new contract in place, and it's an extension on his current one, on all 3 of the current ones, which are publicly available.
Were they renewed at the same salary, and the same compensation, the same benefit package?
Yes.
And what are those? Can you summarize those?
I don't have it in front of me, it's available on the website. Then you approve something you know nothing about, you would like to see. Okay.
How can you
Anybody
approve
else?
something you know nothing about?
Then,
Doesn't make any
motion to
sense.
adjourn.
People are not done.
Did Dr.
I
Klaisner,
asked for additional, yes, please.
did Dr. Klaisner's performance evaluation date change? And I should say, I'm not against Klaisner,
No,
but
it's not.
it doesn't make sense that his evaluation is in March and you've already renewed. Like, you should have done it March 2nd.
Yes, we should have.
So does his date change, like, now?
None of the dates, no.
None of the dates in the contract have changed.
That's a very accurate statement. We should have done this back in June and July, and I think if you look back to the minutes of votes taken, we actually did take some action on this matter, but certain things have changed as far as the procedures of renewing contracts in the state of Illinois.
But this says is due, so that means.
It is due. It is due again. That's very accurate. It is due again. It was due in March.